Hey, Steven, look what we can do.
Hey!
Cheers.
Cheers.
We, first of all, yeah, we're a little rusty. This is Optimal Play. We're here to give our first impressions of the Into the Maelstrom pack for Arkham Horror the
I feel like we just got out of the Maelstrom.
We did. So this is our first time being face to face, other than one BLM protest.
Yes.
In over a year. So this is very exciting. How was your year, Steven?
Mixed bag. I got a very cute dog. Like there were some nice things.
Got a dog, you grew some hair.
I grew some hair, I'm one of the people that's not immediately getting a haircut. I'm gonna try it out for a little bit.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, no, I bit the bullet on every couple months to like masked up and got a haircut. I can't do the long hair, but yeah, it's working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been interesting. We've been streaming a lot more on twitch.tv/optimalplay than we used to, playing a lot of Tabletop Simulator. I've made a lot of friends with people who live further away than I used to make friends with over the course of COVID. But yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, definitely ready for like conventions,
Mm-hmm.
normal life things.
We're planning on playing some Arkham after this, and I sleeved a deck for the first time in a year because I've just been playing on Tabletop Simulator. I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little bit. I was like, it felt like a big moment.
Do you find yourself getting lazy though about things you used to do, where you're like, oh, like I could go hang with this friend, but I have to like drive somewhere, or like,
Yeah.
I could play this game in person, but I have to like sleeve a deck, like.
Oh yeah, leaving the house feels like an ordeal, like it didn't used to. And the dogs are clingier.
Yeah.
They hate it when we leave now because we've been working from home, so not really walking out the front door daily, or I guess we have weekly, but that's about it. Oh man. So yeah, we are in person for the first time in a while. I haven't even decided how I'm going to like edit this, whether I'm going to keep the overlays kind of like we did remotely or not, because those kind of grew on me. But yeah, we do have the newest pack, which finally came out after like months after it came out in other parts of the world. It's out here in the US.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of games were stuck actually very close to where we live down in Long Beach. I mean, we near LA, and so like they were like 20 miles away, but America was like the last one to get this bag.
Right. Yeah, very very weird stuff going on with like Asmodee's distribution and
games distribution, and actually all physical good distribution.
That's true. Yeah, you can roll your eyes at Asmodee buying up half the industry and then sucking, but it also is just like all manufactured products coming from overseas are seeing delays and things. So
you should have bought some container companies.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know whether it's delays in the design process or like whether they're delays designing more Arkham, or whether it is just because there are production and shipping delays. But like, there's not a lot announced on the horizon. I don't think it means anything negative for the game, but yeah, we might not be doing very many videos the next few months.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
We've got Return to the Circle Undone, and then who knows what.
Yeah, hopefully it's just like they don't want to announce it without like having a firmer date for when they can actually physically print it and distribute it.
Like, that's my guess. Yeah, I actually, and plug again, Optimal Play Twitch, I played Apex Legends with Maxine Newman and friend of ours, Casey, on stream last weekend, and I tried to get information out of her, but tight-lipped, turns out, but
yeah.
Oh well.
Makes sense.
I did not think ahead enough, so we usually start with what card from the last pack did we get some experience with and want to revisit. It's been 2 months since the last pack, and I'm not sure I remember what cards were in that pack. Do you happen to have anything from the Lair of Dagon top of mind?
Yeah, that was so long ago that I don't really. I know. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of like Bless and Curse cards.
Same.
I'm always kind of like every once in a while someone will be like, oh, I have a deck that's like not a Bless or Curse deck, and I'm like, really? Like what? I guess those exist.
Yeah, a little bit. Here and there we do some non-blessing or non-cursing. But yeah, it's still the fun new toys that are still fun. I would say it's looking back a little further than last pack, but I have had some more experiences recently with The cards I would point to are like a Ward of Radiance and Gaze of Orosh, but the cards where you draw a handful of tokens out of the bag and get rewarded if you draw one or many that match either Curse or Bless, those have sunk a little bit in my view. I've had some real whiffs where like I really needed to do two damage with the Gaze of Orosh, and it was 1 plus the number of curses I drew, and I drew none, or Ward of Radiance whiffed. Yeah, are you like, have your thoughts overall on Blesses and Curses transformed at all?
I mean, overall, I do think the favors were a big boost. I think that only came out in the last pack or two.
Yeah, actually, that's right. I don't think I've gotten those in a deck. Now that you mention it, they were all like either late campaign or early campaign decks. It didn't quite make sense.
And I think you can use those on Gaze or Ward. I mean, it's a 2-card combo to get a guaranteed cancel with like Ward of Radiance, but
those were the ones that seal a few blessings or curses, then you can like opt to use them when you would draw a token. Right. That is a way to get some consistency for those.
I think the interesting thing about those is like if you are playing like 3 or 4 player, they're unique. So like figuring out like who to play with them, and like does it make sense then to have a couple people that are not on Bless or Curse? Because you can only have so many flavors.
That has been another lesson, is that it is possible to overdo it.
Yeah.
We're playing later, and you're running Calvin with a bunch of blesses, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll play go heavy on blesses too. And then I thought, well, I've tried that before, and we just sat at 10 and kind of like couldn't even benefit from half of our cards. So instead, I just went Curse, and we just need to recruit a third player for that Paradoxical Covenant.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're a good team for that.
It is not hard to be like always at 10 blessings.
No,
like, it's really not.
Especially with Sister Mary just adding one every round. Yeah. But even without, it's just a token of faith on the table and some curse cards or a tempt fate here and there. Yeah, it's real easy to max out. So it's the final pack of the cycle. What are you hoping for? What do you want to see here?
Good question. I mean, I feel like they've mostly fulfilled kind of the possibilities of the Bless Curse space.
Yeah, I know I've been kind of dreading the end of the cycle and like the spigot being turned off on Blesses and Curses, at least for the foreseeable future. But at the last couple times I sat down to build decks with these themes, I've been like, oh, there's kind of a lot of options. Kind of plenty of ways to generate them, a good handful of different ways to utilize them. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think Innsmouth so far, and I think I've been saying this for a couple packs, is like on track to be my favorite cycle player card wise. I really like this theme. It is on thin ice with all of the resource to pump your skills talents. I found their way into these packs. So if there's any more in this pack, it might sink in my eyes. But I'm eager to just kind of see the grand finale, see hopefully a lot of level 4 and 5 Curse and Bless cards, and see what we got. Shall we?
Let's do it.
You want to start us off?
All right. Hollow. This is a nun. Probably Sister Mary.
Probably.
3 costs, 3 XP event, spell and blessed. As an additional cost to play Hollow, return a total of 10 blessed tokens to the token pool from the Chaos bag or sealed on cards in play. Remove 1 doom from any card in play. Even in the deepest darkness, light can still bloom.
I think I would pronounce this Hallow, as in like hallowed be thy name. But and so I recognize this card. I think it was previewed when this pack was announced in like 2019 or whatever. And this does kind of immediately address what we were saying, that you can max out that bag and feel a little cramped just because you can't keep adding to it. Just cash those 10 in for a pretty sweet benefit, removing a doom, not just from the agenda, but from any card in play to the extent that there are other cards where that matters. Seems good. I'm eager to play it.
Yeah, I mean, this is very expensive. I mean, the one thing that does stand out is compared to the like Sexy Silas card from a pack or two ago, that was like 5 blessed to skip all encounter cards.
Yes.
This one seems like maybe a little worse. Like it's twice the blessings, and you're skipping the other part of the Mythos phase.
As soon as you said that, I kind of that really kind of clicked with me. Is Yeah, whereas the Survivor card, and its name escapes me, it's on the screen right now.
Yeah,
The Survivor card skips in multiplayer as many as 4 encounter cards. You know, Ancient Evils is 1 encounter
Yeah,
card,
yeah.
and that's what this is the equivalent of
Yeah.
skipping. So in a way, you're right. It is weaker at a higher cost. But sometimes you really need that extra time on the agenda, and this guarantees it, versus that card cannot buy you time necessarily.
The flexibility, definitely the fact that them being sealed doesn't, like, if it didn't have the sealed effect, it would be so annoying.
Oh,
then
yeah.
it'd be like, oh my god, I have like 2 stuck on a Rite of Sanctification or something.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to play it in that clutch moment. Yeah, that would be brutal. I'm glad it has that. I wouldn't have thought of that, at least not until playtesting. I think if I were like to design this card, but I'm glad that someone thought of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it'll be good. It's amazing how you like dampened my excitement with that comparison, because you're right. The Survivor card seems stronger.
Well, the other problem is that survivors can very easily play Sexy Silas like a bunch of times, because you've got Resourceful, you've got True Survivor. There's a card that like returns innate stuff to your hand. Like, I feel like they have
True
lots.
Survivor.
Yeah, they have lots of ways to like play that over and over. I can't really think of a way. Maybe
Sister Mary could recur this with Prescient, which is the Mystic Skill card that if you guess whether you're going to draw like an even or odd or symbol token, which if you have a bag full of blessings and curses, guess symbol, you got good odds. You could get this back. That said, recurring this when you need to get the bag up to 10 blessings every time you play it, like recurring it over and over maybe isn't even that appealing anyway. Plus, it costs an action to play. It's not fast and 3 resources. Like it's not even cheap on just the face of it.
At least it's the right cost for the 3 cost reduced spell reducer. Forget what, the Mystic card.
Uncage the Soul.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the right cost for that.
You're right. Yeah, that's a good point. It is always very satisfying when that combos with the 3 cost card to give you something for free. So yeah, this is probably, and especially because it costs XP, it's probably a 1 of at most, I would say. I wouldn't really build a deck around, like, my strategy is the game will never end. Because, and it remains, I've said this a number of times, but the best way to avoid doom is to advance the axe deck until you complete the game in a more favorable way anyway. So this is a defensive card, which doesn't really necessarily get you any closer to a better outcome. I'm eager to play it, and it's fun to like spend all 10 blesses. Yeah, maybe not that great. Color me surprised. All right, well, next up, looks like maybe more fun for Sister Mary. This is a Holy Spear. It's a 4 resource cost, level 5 guardian asset. That's an item, a weapon, melee, and blessed, and takes up 2 hand slots. It says, fight. As an action, fight. You get +2 combat and deal +1 damage for this attack. When you initiate this ability, you may release a blessed token sealed on Holy Spear. So far, we haven't seen how it gets there, so I guess I'll keep reading. Or as an action, search the Chaos Bag for 2 blessed tokens and seal them on Holy Spear. Fight, you get 4 combat and deal 2 damage for this attack. Oh, that's approaching like Lightning Gun that doesn't have a limit on ammo.
Yeah.
This is cool. It's got a really interesting flow of kind of all else equal. What you need to do is weave in 1 of the bottom ability with 2 of the top ability to seal 2 tokens, put them back, seal them again, put them back.
Yeah.
Interesting. I really like this. That's a really clever way to use that mechanic to kind of create a gameplay loop that you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah, this seems really strong. I mean, if you just thought about it as in a given turn, you can do 1 3 damage attack and 2 2 damage attacks. And one of them is like crazy, also +4 fight. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? Like doing 7 damage, like without any vicious blows or using any ammo.
I'd say so. Yeah, and this, well, okay, I was gonna say that without using ammo, the top ability itself is like not even that. It's like a pretty solid card.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't have to be even playing blessed cards for that to work, because the only mention of blessing is you may release one. That said, Time Worn Brand exists, and it's probably your better option that takes up 1 hand slot, and I don't recall its like plus combat exactly,
think
but
this
it's
is one
might be the
more, but I'm not
same.
100% sure.
Yeah, Time Worn Brand is maybe a card that shouldn't exist at neutral. Like
Ah.
that's pretty good for a neutral card, so
Yeah.
it squeezes out a lot of high level weapons.
Mhm.
But if you are running blesses, the option to get that +4 combat, 3 damage attack every so often at not really a cost.
Yeah.
Not really. Like it
Yeah.
just kind of limits how often you can do it. It doesn't really cost you anything extra. Seems good to me.
Yeah. And you can use the bottom ability 5 times in a row.
True.
And then someone else plays Hallow and spends them all from the spear.
You're absolutely right. It does combo well with Hallow being able to pull sealed tokens off of cards. That's pretty sick. And I guess that is an upside too, is that even though I was kind of looking at it as, well, you do this loop of two of the first ability and then one of the strong ability, or not necessarily in that order. When it comes down to the boss fight at the end of a scenario, just hammer that bottom ability. The only downside is that those blesses aren't in the bag to draw, but at least as far as you're concerned, when you're getting +4 to every attack, what do you need
probably
those for?
don't
Yeah. Very cool. Love it.
Ooh.
Oh, so I'll let you read this, but I think as time approaches infinity, every card game must have an ancestral knowledge, because I recognize that title from Magic the Gathering and from Hearthstone. They both have ancestral knowledge. They're both blue cards, so this one's yellow. That's different right there.
Wow, yeah.
What else we got?
Bold. So in this game, Ancestral Knowledge is a 3 XP permanent and exceptional, so I guess it's 6. Your deck must include at least 10 skills. Your deck size is increased by 5.
Ooh.
Reaction. Before you draw your opening hand, attach 5 random non-weakness skills from your deck face down to this card. And then, as a fast action, exhaust Ancestral Knowledge, draw 1 attached skill. Whoa.
Okay, I like this. Other LCGs like Lord of the Rings LCG, kind of late in its life, I think they were called agendas. It came out with a type of card that lets you change, like put extra deck building restrictions on yourself for an upside.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at Arkham for a while, and like permanent was ripe to do that.
Yeah.
And versatile kind of technically does.
Yeah.
This is the biggest kind of dive into that design space that I've seen, and I'm really happy to see it. You must have at least 10 skills, but you get to do this cool stuff. Is a very cool card. Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Other cards like Backpack, or maybe like, what am I trying to say here? I think there are other cards that specify that you attach things face down to them. Like I think maybe Diana says to attach things face down to her.
And Safina.
But they're still like they're known information. You chose what to put there. Can you look at these? They were put there randomly. Are you then drawing blindly from these?
Oh, I assume that you can look at them.
I don't know what the rule actually is on looking at your face down cards. It's kind of I've never cared enough to check that rule, because I've always known what I was putting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure. So I think it's good either way, because it is kind of like you have 5 additional hand size to start the game, right? Because you just get 5 free card draws over your first 5 turns.
Yeah.
And they're all skills, which if you're playing Amanda or plenty of other investigators too, is extra great. So I think this is pretty good, but yeah, I'm very curious about that, because if you can use it to draw the skills you want in the order you want them,
yeah,
that's bonkers.
Especially for Amanda, who like is planning out her entire next turn based on that. It definitely makes it a lot better. But yeah, I mean, even if it's just extra card draw, seems good.
It is exceptional, which means you can only have 1. That seems fine to me. But then it is 6 XP. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Seekers because Seekers have so many very strong cards, they have really hard decision making when it comes to spending their experience these days. Cool. I think it's awesome that it exists. I think it's probably very good. Luckily, I'm planning to start an Amanda campaign.
Yeah.
I will definitely get this to the table.
Very cool.
Oh man, help me pronounce this one. Ariadnas Twine, or would you say some?
I would have thought Ariadne, but I'm not sure.
Ariadnes Twine?
Mhm.
Hmm. It sounds like it's, especially with the bowl and stuff in the art, it sounds like a reference to mythology of
Oh
some
yeah,
kind.
yeah.
Like
It's definitely like a Greek mythology.
Like
I think it's Greek
it's
mythology.
probably not a made up word by Maxine for this
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
Okay. But anyway, this is a 0 resource cost level 3 seeker asset. Oh, it's a ritual that sits in the arcane slot. It uses 0 secrets.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an interesting start. Secrets on Ariadne's Twine can be spent as if they were on any asset controlled by an investigator at your location. And then you can exhaust it to move one secret from an asset you control to your resource pool as a resource, or vice versa. Oh, for a second I thought this was going to be kind of a variant on Elder Sophist, but being able to convert your resources back and forth into secrets is interesting. What do you think?
Yeah. So okay, so you can put resources on it. Once per turn, you can basically convert a resource into a secret that can be used on anything. That seems to be the main use. There may be some other edge cases, like, let's say you are playing Enraptured in Amanda, and you haven't actually drawn anything that uses secrets yet. But
Right.
you have this. You could like storm up on this.
Mm-hmm.
Would be another use.
Yeah. I wish it didn't take up an arcane slot, because it seems like it's a, well,
I don't
Never.
think anyone cares.
you
really.
know, well, yeah, my mind went to managing charges on spells, but this isn't charges, and it's like
Yeah.
a sophist can do charges. Elder Sophist is secrets or charges, right?
I believe so, but you
And-
still can't convert charges into secrets and vice versa.
Right. But this does not deal with charges, it is just secrets.
Yeah.
Which means it just works with like seekers, tomes,
Yeah.
and several of their discovered assets.
Yeah.
Like the Cryptic Grimoire, I think, gets secrets when you draw curses. This can let you also put secrets on it with resources. It's hard to evaluate, but it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Like 3 XP and only be able to do it once per turn. Like I don't know if it's great, but
Yeah. I mean, like, the Cryptic Grimoire, for example, at least one of its versions lets you spend 5 secrets to skip drawing an encounter, or even replace drawing an encounter card with drawing one of your own cards, right? And it charges up as you draw curses. So say you average drawing 1 curse per round. This, if you're getting the money from somewhere, lets you double the speed that's charging,
Yep.
approximately double it, and double the frequency that you can start replacing almost every other or every third encounter card. There's definitely some potential there.
yeah.
I don't know where Seekers are getting all the money. I guess Dr. Milan.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Okay. My one other thought on these Seeker cards is they don't deal with curses, which is interesting.
True.
They've been
Yeah.
pretty heavy on the curse stuff, but yeah, there's no more Seeker cards here. Nothing new for them for curses.
But there are certainly skills like Promise of Power, and Cryptic Grimoire that use. So there's intersection between skills and secrets and curses.
True, no doubt. All right, rogue cards.
Yeah, so we have a leveled up 25 automatic. This is 4 cost 2 XP, fast and 4 ammo, which I think is true of the original. As an action, you can spend an ammo to fight. If the attacked enemy is exhausted, you get +2 fight and deal +1 damage. That sounds exactly the same. Reaction, after you evade an enemy location, perform the above fight ability without spending an action.
Oh, that seems like the new part.
Yes. That's cool.
Oh, it's okay. Weird. Okay, so you're not actually. It's not just doing damage when you evade. You then have to pass the fight test. So you need to be pretty decent at combat in addition to being able to evade. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's +2 combat, but
Yeah.
if your combat skill was 2, it's not going to guarantee you hit.
So, like, for example, Trish could, working a hunch to get a clue, automatically evade, then fight, all without an action. She still probably needs to put in an unexpected courage, overpower or something to actually hit them.
To pass that fight test. Yeah, that's a good point. That I was looking at this as it's basically 2 consecutive tests, which it's an evasion followed by a free fight. But right, Trish or anyone who has tricks to evade either testlessly or even actionlessly is this is a natural option for them. No surprise that we've got a Trish card here in her cycle.
I do think Finn also, like, because he sort of gets the free evade. You might consider playing Delilah to boost his base fight because he does like to fight a little bit.
And the price is right for it at 2. This is a level 2 card. This is maybe the lowest level card we've seen yet in this pack. I think it's been a lot of high level stuff, which I love to see. But yeah, this isn't too bad. I think I'll get some use out of this. And then Justify the Means is I was going to say the other rogue card, but I peeked ahead and there's even more. Justify the Means is a level 3 rogue skill. It's practiced. Hey, although what level can practice?
I think Amanda can take practice.
Can Amanda take practice 3?
I'm not 100%.
I'll check later. But anyway, that's fun. It has no skill icons, I just noticed, because it says you may commit Justify the Means to any type of test. As an additional cost to commit Justify the Means to skill test, add curse tokens to the bag equal to this test's difficulty. This test automatically succeeds. Hell yeah, I am in. I love the Faustian Bargain. Deep Knowledge is another one. The putting curses in the bag in exchange for great power now. Yes. Like, we'll sever the consequence later. Hell, it's probably someone else on my team who's really going to suffer. Like, I get to do the cool thing now. Love it. I adore this card.
My only complaint is that Dexter can't play it, because he would be like, yes, please, give me all the curses. Like, I'm going to automatically succeed on this Armageddon 4 test. Like,
yes, right. Oh, man, yeah, this is exciting. You compare this to, like, 3 aces, which the hoop you have to jump through to
Well, for Mandy, the hoop is not high. She finds that, like, every turn.
Okay, sure. But for at least just based looking at the card, rogues, the card on its face, like the card just nothing's in a vacuum, but the card for kind of general purposes, this is a way more straightforward auto succeed.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it scales with the difficulty of the test, because it means if you are using the best times to use this are a very difficult test, but that means you could be putting 5 or 6 curses in the bag, which is not a small price.
I was just playing Forgotten Age, and there's like a difficulty 0 test, but you like discard cards that are below your modified skill value.
Oh.
And
yeah, it does some weirdness like that.
So I wonder, I guess the fact that you automatically succeed doesn't necessarily get you through that one. I think that, yeah. So maybe that doesn't help.
I can't remember all the details. There are also occasional tests. Was it in Innsmouth? There's a test somewhere that's like test 0 and get punished for the amount you succeed by. Stuff like that. This lets you just succeed with a 0, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just like not taking 3 horror if you're Finn or Trish or Winifred on like Rotten Remains for 3 curses.
Well,
like, that's pretty good.
3 curses that probably their Covenant or other cards reward them for having. Yeah, this seems awesome. 3 XP for skill card is a lot. But no, yeah, amazing card. And then there is one more rogue card.
Wow. Lucky Dice.
This is a throwback.
I remember playing this once in Dunwich, and I have not played it since then.
I don't think I have either. I'm trying to remember, this isn't a core set card, right? Is it a Dunwich cycle card, I think?
It feels like a Dunwich cycle card,
anyway,
but
yeah,
they don't normally level up.
This is one of the like longest periods of time between an original and now a I mean, it's been so long since I played Lucky Dice. Is this leveled up or is this leveled down? I'm not even
I think the original was 2 XP exceptional.
Okay. I buy that. That sounds right.
So this is 2 cost, 3 XP exceptional. Reaction. When you reveal a non-curse, non-autofail token, add 1 curse token to the chaos bag.
Ooh.
Ignore the just revealed token and reveal another one to resolve. If that token has a curse or autofail symbol, return Lucky Dice to your hand.
Interesting. So the original Lucky Dice, I think, let you do a similar effect, canceling a non-autofail token in exchange for, or not canceling, but throwing back and redrawing in exchange for 2 resources. I think it cost. So you're putting your money into it. This has practically limitless possibilities, limited only by the 10 curse cap. I love it. Again, I love the trade curses for power style. 6 XP is a lot.
Yep, and it is the relic slot, which I feel like rogues have mostly been using for cigarette case lately.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
big opportunity cost using your accessory slot there, although Relic Hunter's a thing.
yeah.
Um, a thing that has really gotten more
Mhm.
appealing in the last couple cycles as a
Totally,
lot
yeah. It
more
was kind of a joke
accessories.
at first.
Yep. Cool. I'm man having a really hard time looking at these and making like judgments. I like to have the hot take if something is gonna suck or I think it's going to suck, whether or not it really is. I
Yeah.
like to say so. It's really hard to call some of these, but I will definitely be trying this. This is super cool.
Yeah, and can you do this multiple times? I think you can, right?
Yes, you can keep adding curses to the bag to keep redrawing until you find the Elder Sign, if that's what you
Yeah.
want to do.
Well, I mean, eventually you're gonna hit a curse, probably.
Right, and it doesn't work on a curse.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you can't just draw the curse, keep drawing, and then cancel the
Yeah.
thing that comes after.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. So that is a pretty steep downside if you. Oh no, wait. When you reveal a non-curse token, yeah, no. So if you do draw a curse.
No, no.
Oh, sorry. If you draw the curse after using this once, then it returns the lucky dice to your hand. That's right. Okay. On your first, if you haven't used this yet on a test, you can draw curse
Oh.
-4 and
Oh, I see.
and
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At that point, maybe if you've drawn 2 curses and you're using this on a third token, maybe you're gonna fail kind of no matter what, whether or not you throw it back and draw again. So
Yeah.
maybe then that's not worth it. But, huh. Super interesting. It is a steep cost, and when it returns to your hand, really, like, rogues have a lot of resources, but spending an action to play it back every time kind
Yeah.
of sucks.
Yeah. You can use Joey the Rat to play it without an action.
Oh wow!
So maybe you play Preston with Joey the Rat, and you can play this every turn.
Hopefully, you don't have to play this every turn.
I mean, sometimes Preston has like 5 actions a turn. You got
Yeah.
Leo DeLuca, you got I the Jen, like
you're not wrong. All right. I like the art off the bat at this on this rite of equilibrium. It reminds me of, what do you call those like pendulums with the 5 balls that swing back and forth?
yeah.
Is that what this is referencing?
Yes, definitely.
Rite of Equilibrium is a 0-cost level 5 mystic event. I don't know that they have many level 5 events. It's a spell, it's blessed and cursed, and it says either, parenthetically choose one, add X curse tokens to the chaos bag to add X blessed tokens to the chaos bag, or remove X curse tokens and X blessed tokens from the chaos bag to heal X total horror from among cards at your location. Huh, so the first option is actually
Sad.
it's like Tempt Fate
Yeah, for 5 XP.
for 5 XP, yeah. And without the card draw.
Yeah.
And also not fast.
Yeah.
I mean, Tempt Fate is amazing, as I've been over, but I don't really want to play a worse version of it for 5 XP. What do you think of the second option?
Second option seems pretty decent. Let's see. So you can say you've got 6 and 6 or something, which seems like a reasonable, like that's going to happen every game.
Mm-hmm.
You could. It's a 5 XP card that heals 6 horror. It's good. It's not like compared to like Deny 5, which is probably going to like prevent 3 horror and heal 3 horror.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like a slam dunk, but it's not bad either.
That Deny is a great comparison because it is another 0-cost level 5 mystic event, after I just said I couldn't think of any. Yeah, I almost want this to like just to not reveal. So if you have that many tokens in the deck, you probably want them there because you're probably playing other cards that use them. So I almost wish this would just look at the bag and like X is the lesser of blesses and curses or something, rather than remove both. That seems...
It's true. Like, it's mystic. So, for example, you're probably playing Paradoxical, which you'd rather have...
I don't know if I would say you're probably playing Paradoxical.
It's not that bad anymore. Now that you have the favors, it's not that bad.
Okay, if you say so.
But, like, yeah, it's definitely not, like, no cost to remove 6 blessings and 6 curses from the bag.
No.
Even though, theoretically, they offset.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, I think there's enough things to trigger off them. On the other hand, it's way more flexible than Deny 5. Like, being able to heal 6 horror from all the different cards at your location,
Which can include other players and
which can
their
include other
cards.
players, and doesn't require you to wait till you get a 3 horror damage Mythos card.
Right.
Much more flexible.
True. That said, I had been itching to say a card was trash. I think this is it. I think this card's trash. I don't think you spend 5 experience on this. I think instead you have your Seeker by logical reasoning for right, that can heal 6 horror.
I'm calling it now. There's gonna be a like 2 XP return to version of this.
Yes.
That is like the same thing, but like X can't be more than 5. And everyone will always play that version and will never play this version.
Yeah, this is ripe for a lower level like reboot in the return box. Oh, and that was the only Mystic card, right?
Oh, that's kind of sad.
That
Yeah.
is. Okay, well that's Mystics are done for the cycle. On that note, ouch.
I mean, they had like 3 curse spells recently, like the upgraded version.
Yeah, they had like 2 different packs. They had 3 double copy cards, so it makes sense they have some lighter packs. But I'm sad that this is the note they end on because I don't think it's good. All right, what do survivors get? They've been on a hot streak.
This is a brand new card. Jacob Morrison, Coast Guard Captain. 3 cost, 3 XP. Ally and Blessed. So I think Mateo can take him too.
Oh.
Jacob just not ready during the upkeep phase.
Hate that.
As a reaction, when you would fail a skill test, exhaust Jacob, you get +2 skill value for that test. Oh my god.
He casts Lucky?
He casts Lucky.
Okay.
And then reaction, after a Blessed token is revealed from the Chaos bag during a skill test you're performing, ready Jacob Morrison.
Every time you draw a Bless, you charge up a free Lucky.
Yeah.
It seems pretty good.
That seems very good. And 2 and 2 soak, which is decent. I like it.
This art seems like kind of feels very specific. Do you think this is an FFG employee? You think this was someone's like 5-year gift art?
I mean, I'm assuming that like Jacob Morrison found Silas after a shipwreck.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, he's not a lifeguard captain, right? But Coast Guard does that too. Pulls people out of the water. Man, okay, yeah, it's very. So, does Survivor have any other Bless themed allies yet? I'm trying to remember. Obviously, they have lots of good allies.
Yeah.
Is this?
I don't think many allies in general are Bless themed.
Yeah.
I think the best Bless themed ally that this is competing with is Olive, because Mateo can use Olive to fetch Bless.
To find the Blessings.
And then this benefits from Bless. But you could have Charisma and use both of them.
Sure. Yeah, as always. Cool. Yeah, I think that. I mean, again, it's a tough card to evaluate, but I think that if you're building a Bless deck, put this in it, because it is one of the punchlines to Survivors having a lot of Blesses in the bag, is they get to do the most Survivor thing in the world, which is play Lucky over and over and over.
And I'm pretty sure Silas can just keep on putting Signum Crucis into tests and taking it back for free blessings every turn.
That's the one that if you fail gets.
No, it's
blessings?
like it's just when you commit it, you get blessings for everything that the test is over your value.
Oh, that's right.
I think you can just do that every turn.
Okay, so it even is thematically appropriate to have Jacob Morrison in your Silas deck, or it's mechanically and thematically appropriate. Nice, I like it. Cool design. I love the Lucky on a stick thing. Very cool. All right, this is it. The final card of the Innsmouth cycle. I am very sad to see it end. And I've got to admit, I'm a little bit sad to see it end on a card designed by an Arkham Knights panel, just because that means it's not a brand new, out of thin air concept. But here we go. It's Shrine of the Moirai. It's a 1-cost level 3 Survivor event. It's a Fortune, Blessed and Cursed. It says attached to your location, and it uses 3 offerings. Attached location gains fast action, draw the top card of the encounter deck, exhaust Shrine of the Moirai, and spend 1 offering. Okay, to return up to 2 cards with a total combined level of 5 or less from your discard pile to your hand. I don't know what the original design of this was. This does not even ring a bell, so this does feel out of thin air actually to me. So Survivor has done a very little bit of caring about level, like return a level 0 card to your hand. This with a combined level of 5 or less is like a new dimension of actually like level matters.
I guess they didn't want you. I mean, that basically only prevents you from getting to level 3 because there's not any 4 or 5s that could even be in your deck.
Yeah. There were a couple. Didn't
There was a permanent that was 4.
wasn't there a chainsaw level 4?
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, Stella got a couple. Stella started to break that rule. I don't think the I don't think the Innsmouth cycle did really continue that as like a new thing that survivors had though. I think they have all been no higher than 3.
Their 3 level do tend to be very good though.
Sure. That said, I don't think this one is. Do you?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's not bad. I mean, they have you get like Will to Survive and or Will to Survive or the other one is the 5 blasts to cancel the Mythos phase.
Here's the the cost of this though. So the upside is return a total of 6 cards with a total combined cost of level 15 to your hand, which is nuts. But along the way, you'll be drawing 3 cards in the encounter deck. You also have to spend 3 different rounds in the same location, because this attaches to your location.
That is weird.
And gets activated there.
On the other hand, if you're using it every time to get the Sexy Silence event that's 3 XP and cancels like 4 Mythos cards, and Test of Will 2, which cancels 1 Mythos card, you are canceling 5 Mythos for the cost of 1 Mythos card. So
fair point. You're right, the math does support this card there. And then actually, so I had been looking at the attached to location thing as all downside, but one upside is that other players can use this.
Oh.
This is a survivor card that allows your Seeker to get their cards back.
Oh yeah, there could be some broken combos.
Yeah. All of a sudden, anyone can recur even their level 5 cards.
Yeah, and it's not terrible to get a level 5, because as long as you have a decent level 0 card in your discard, you can grab that as well. In fact, well, I guess if Survivor had a level 5, they could get a level 5 and a level 0, and then use that level 5 twice. Because there's Resourceful. You could get a level 5 and Resourceful.
Oh, right.
Which is level 0.
Weird. So, because, yeah, I feel like the average, in general, you don't sit at one location for 3 consecutive rounds very often, unless something's going wrong, like you're having to spend your actions drawing cards or gaining resources or something. But the fact that other players can come later in the game and come to that location and use it, that's starting to sound pretty interesting.
Seeker could even put like a shortcut 2 there on like a central hub location. So everyone's like going through it, grabbing a card, going to the next place.
And then I don't think I've ever seen this, or this has never come up for me. How does unique rule work in Arkham? Can you like if you've played one card, because you can have 2 of this in your deck. If you've played one and you realize no one's going back to that location, can you play your other one? Or does the unique rule prevent you from playing a second one? Do you know?
Oh yeah, this never actually says when it discards.
It doesn't leave play, yeah.
Interesting. I would need to double check that.
Yeah, whether you can play a second one replacing the first or not is actually like not a complex rule interaction or question, but it's not one that I've had to wonder about before.
Yeah.
It might just be, even though you can have 2 in your deck, you might just run one if you can't play the second one. It also means you can't have multiple survivors dropping these. You can't have an all-survivor team just making shrine on every location on the map. As funny as that would be. Okay, well, I would say that for the most part, this last pack didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it was definitely like a random collection of cards, which is appropriate because we were sort of like, the themes are fairly complete, you know?
It's true. Yeah, not as heavy on the Curse and Bless as I kind of thought, and I'd say I kind of hoped for. But that said, like, I really, really like a lot of these cards, so, and actually as I flip through, no, the majority of them are Curse and Bless.
Yeah. But not necessarily what you were expecting. No one was like, "Oh man, I hope they like bring back Lucky Dice or
Right.
get curse named," you know, like.
Yeah, although in retrospect, spending curses for an automatic succeed on a test, like probably could have seen that coming if if you're thinking ahead. That's a pretty straightforward card design once the mechanic has been kind of established.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Any final thoughts on the cycle or on these cards?
Um,
Is it I think it is my favorite cycle. Is it yours? Or
I am I don't know, I'm very partial to the investigators of Circle Undone. So I'm a little biased there, but I do like the Blessed Curse mechanic a lot. So,
and I guess it's kind of really it's not until Dream Eaters I think that cycles player cards, like yes there are definitely memorable investigators, but the player cards in cycle started having themes this strong, like, and this is stronger than Dream Eaters, but Dream Eaters had bonded cards and myriad cards, making it really stand out as like that's Dream Eaters
Yeah.
thing. So I guess for the most part, when you ask me, if you name a card and ask me what cycle it's from, outside of those two cycles, I guess I probably couldn't tell you a lot of the time.
was it Forgotten Age that had sealed?
Oh,
Is that-
Seal is another. Yeah, that became a little bit more evergreen. That has popped
Yeah.
up more since then. At the
Yeah.
time, it was new and fresh, although it was kind of just Mystics.
Yeah, they didn't fully take advantage of it. I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, so I really hope that this is the new normal for player cards in these cycles, is that the cycle feels like it's doing something really fresh and different. And yes, it might mean, especially because this involved components that came in the deluxe box with these tokens, it means that it can't be an ongoing, or not can't, they could put those tokens in every future deluxe box, but they won't.
Yeah.
This won't be an ongoing mechanic. I think we're saying goodbye to it for a while. But I loved it, and I hope that future cycles feel like this too. That's my desire.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Like we kind of said up front, we probably, unless we come up with some other discussion topics we want to cover, I don't think you're going to see a lot of card reviews from us because we're not seeing a lot of cards for the next few months. But now that we can film in person, we are looking forward to getting more gameplay back on Optimal Play. It's been a little slow on that front in the last year. And follow us on twitch.tv/optimalplay, where are we streaming when we play after this?
Yeah.
I don't think we specified
Yeah.
whether we're streaming or just playing, but yeah, if you're watching this, we've already done it. But yeah, we'll be streaming sometimes live at this table, sometimes at Tabletop Simulator, sometimes video games like Apex Legends or whatever. Follow us there; we have a ton of fun, and we'd love if you like and subscribe here too, because we gamers love to see the numbers go up, right? So. With that, one more cheers, just because we can.
Yep.
Good to see you,
Cheers.
Steven. See you soon. Until then, be optimal.